Titus Frost, spitting truth, causing glitches in the Matrix. Welcome to Into the Ether, a short film exposing the occult symbolism in the show Stranger Things. So this show called Stranger Things depicts a lot of interesting things that the Illuminati don't want you to know about but are showing you in plain sight. You can see right from the cover picture here, you have the red and blue symbolism of the two pillars of Freemasonry. If you haven't seen the show Stranger Things, you should stop now because this is a spoiler alert. This show has everything from MK Ultra to tapping into other realms using electromagnetic energy. It's a very interesting show to say the least. One of the main characters depicted here in the screen is a girl whose name is 11 in the show. They always call her L. And through the electromagnetic field, she's able to manipulate things with psychic energy, such as crushing this Coke can, to flipping trucks and vans, and all types of crazy psychic things. And this girl is the result of MK Ultra programming and using all types of various torture techniques that get her to enhance her psychic abilities. When she finally is able to break out of this prison, she does so by creating a portal, which then traps this kid on the left's friend inside of this other realm they call the Upside Down. And in the Upside Down, it's basically hell, or the ether, which is the version of hell that exists before hell is created in the final analysis. And that is basically this electromagnetic universe that the demonic spirits are trapped in, the ether, which is space, basically. So this girl 11 is able to talk through manipulating that radio to reach their friend who's trapped in this realm, and she also uses deprivation tanks, which we'll get to in a minute, which leads to the big clue about how she's able to interact with the other realm and manipulate things, which is she is manipulating things through the use of the electromagnetic field because the brain runs on electromagnetics, and what she's doing is manipulating things by manipulating the electromagnetic field, which is connected to the ether, which is where all these demonic presences are, and the underworld or the upside down world is. It's the ether. And that's what they're connecting to by connecting via electromagnetic energy. That's why it's being done at the Department of Energy. So if you don't know what I'm talking about when I'm referencing the ether, I'll go over just a couple key points from the documentary I did called Trapped in the Ether that you can go watch if you'd like. It's on my channel. And basically it's this. It's that space and the medium they call dark matter. It does not exist. It's a medium called the ether. And all energy passes through the ether and it's connected to everything. And that means it's also directly connected to the electromagnetic field. As Nikola Tesla said himself, all matter comes from a primary substance, the luminiferous ether. And that is basically what he's referencing is space. And that's because before all matter existed, space was created. And that's the waters, or the medium in which God created before he created all matter. And as the show Stranger Things constantly shows you, if you want to tap into this ether, you do as Nikola Tesla said. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. As is demonstrated by the electric universe model, the ether, the empty vacuum that fills up space, is constantly interacted with by the electromagnetic field and the plasma that constantly is seen in space, because all of space, as the electric universe model shows you, and please go look this up, is filled with electromagnetic events. The evidence for the electric universe is shocking when you actually think about it. From auroras that can be seen that are absolutely glorious in the North Pole, and I also believe the South Pole, to astrological events, as you can see on the right, planetary nebulas that look exactly like the plasma ball on the left. And that's because the universe is powered by electromagnetic forces, not gravity. It is electromagnetic forces that create the universe, not gravity. And as any textbook has to readily admit, the electromagnetic force is what forms all the atoms in the universe and molecules and also generates light. So this is the basis for the stars, this is the basis for the sun, this is the basis for everything you see in the night sky. It's the electromagnetic force, not gravity. Gravity in Einstein science is what they sell the masses so they can keep them dumb and looking in the wrong places and arguing about things like flat Earth, which is clearly proven wrong by the electromagnetic model, which is easy enough to prove. It's not exactly groundbreaking to tell you what you all should know already, but the universe is clearly the result of electromagnetism, not gravity, as all of these diagrams here show you about electron capture, Coulomb's law, and how atoms and molecules are formed. You can clearly see that our universe is the result of electromagnetism. And because electromagnetism, which forms everything, including the atom model you can see here on the screen, to planets, planets also end up coming out round. And that's why the Earth is round. And there's no model that shows any force known in the universe that would create one planet that would be disc-shaped, or any planets that would be disc-shaped, because the force that creates all planets is the electromagnetic force, and that clearly creates rounded objects at the nucleus. You can see here how a brain cell mimics the universe because both are built on electromagnetic forces, as your brain is the result of electromagnetic forces. And that also gets to the next bit, which is the brain is the translator for the soul, because the soul can connect to this universe via electronic forces because the soul is in the ether realm, which is known as, the spirit realm, or the Akasa in India. And if you want to go back and see proof from the ancient past that ancient mankind witnessed these events in our skies, you can clearly see that before the reordering of the solar system into what is now a static system, there were traumatic events in the sky that were seen as electromagnetic, and they recorded it, and you can actually see how these plasmas, which the top left is one of the plasma events that was recorded in a lab, can be depicted by all these different tribes as wall art, and what they were seeing was just up in the sky, as above, so below. And that's why one of the gods the Freemasons worship is Venus, and they track Venus's fixture in the sky all the time, and the Babylonians worshipped it as the Star of Ishtar. And when Venus originally entered our solar system, it came through with a massive amount of electromagnetism, sending off huge lightning bolts that scarred Mars and also destroyed Saturn as the primary star in our solar system. And that's basically why the elite worship Saturn, because in the electric universe model, Saturn used to be the primary star in our solar system until Venus came and destroyed it. Sounds like that movie Venus Rising. So getting back to my point about the show Stranger Things and the ether and the connection to the electromagnetic realm, and how the ether contains a massive amount of energy, which is what the Department of Energy is connecting to in that show, and how those experiments they were doing, just like the experiments they've done in the past where they try to manipulate electromagnetics, is how they try to connect to the ether realm. And the ether realm is where the demonic spirits and all spirits are, but also the demonic ones are there as well, which happen to be the ones stuck in this electric universe. So throughout this show and many shows on television, they constantly are showing you how the etheric realm connects to the electromagnetic field, and that's why at the Department of Energy is where they created the portal to the etheric realm, where the demon monster thing in the show lives, and where in real life the demonic spirits and the trapped, damned souls live in this sort of ether medium. And you can see that in the entire show, including this clip I'm about to show you.
Boys, I want you to know something. If you need anything at all, Ted and I are here for you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay.
How's Mike holding up? Is he okay?
Mike? I don't know. He skipped school yesterday. He's never done anything like that before. Let me throw in that casserole, okay? Oh, where's Holly?
So this bears reiteration at this point. Ether is the cause of every magnetic field. Electricity could not exist without the ether. Ether is the medium for all EM waves from radio to gamma. So basically everything in the universe is bathed in the sea of ether, and all the electricity passes through it because it's the medium through which all energy and all matter passes through. So when you connect to it via the electromagnetic field, it allows what's trapped in the ether to get out and into our reality, not out of the universe, but into our part of this reality through the veil. Because much in like the movie Constantine, the place where the demons and the damned souls are trapped is right layered on top of this world. It's just hidden through a thin veil. And if you could pull back that veil, you could see it. And the way to do that throughout Hollywood is either through electromagnetic use or by using a water door, or a combination thereof, which is exactly what it is, because water conducts electromagnetic waves and your brain runs on electromagnetic waves. So whenever people use the water door, it's the same thing as using electromagnetic doors to open up this veil. So in the show, they had to build a deprivation tank so that the girl 11 could psychically connect to the underrealm, or the ether realm, as we've been discussing. So in order to do that, they filled up this pool and filled it with a ton of salt, and they made sure to make a big point of adding salt to the pool. And of course, the public reason why they did that is because deprivation tanks need the body to float and things like that, so they have to add all that salt so that she could float like you see here on the screen. But of course it also increases the conductivity of the water, and therefore the water's ability to pass an electrical charge. And as the brain runs on electricity, it is not too far-fetched to say that it increased her ability to go through the water door by increasing her brain's ability to pass its electrical charge through the water that she was in, therefore allowing her to connect to the ether realm. Furthermore, there's some interesting evidence that this has been going on for a long time. So in the show The Pyramid Code, which is an OK television show with Dr. Carmen Boulter, what you'll see is the fact that they used ceramic conductivity cells, which is what these bowls they found that they couldn't explain are. And I emailed Dr. Carmen Boulter a long time ago about this, and she agreed with me after seeing this. So after the making of this, we figured out what they are together, and I told her that they are ceramic conductivity cells, and that's why they're made out of quartz, and that's why they're shaped the way they are, and they have the hole in the side of them. There aren't animal sacrificial bowls. These things are ceramic conductivity cells because they were checking to see how much salt was in the water. So they were checking to see if they had salt water or not. That's why they made these things. So take a watch of this clip from the Pyramid Code.
There are pieces of stone lying around that show concave shapes that actually have the machine tooling marks on it. The evidence of the high technology is right in front of us.
Look again at these quartz objects. Aside from their unique and amazing shapes, could they have had another purpose? Today, quartz crystal is used as the basis of all kinds of modern technology. It is most commonly used in crystal oscillators. Technology uses oscillating frequencies from tiny quartz crystals that vibrate at certain speeds, with a signature vibration for each device. AM/FM radios, CDs and DVDs, computer processors and Ethernet rely on quartz crystals. Could it be that the ancients were tapping into this technology and using it on a much larger scale, in a way we can only begin to imagine? Of course, we can't say for certain, but based on what we've seen, we can theorize. Energy can be created and manipulated in many ways. It is the lifeblood of a civilization, and therefore an important resource.
In Egypt, there are 67 constructions all along the Nile like sails. And for those who has the eye, they can tell from the shape of that construction. The straight form of angles, that is a pyramid or a construction for energy, a plant for energy. That's what we have.
A theory that's always struck me, that they were intended actually to somehow or another spiritualize the whole civilization. In other words, to provide a widespread, high level of energy that people needed because a descending age was upon them.
And now you know why the entire world is being bathed in Wi-Fi and electromagnetic fields, and everything is being connected to the Internet of Things. Because it is the ultimate trap being set by the demonic entities to break forth from the veil and take over this planet. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Luke 21:35. And all of this is being done to pave the way forward for the trapped entities in the ether to come forward into our reality for the final battle, or one of the final battles, I should say. That's why they push the stuff like Pokemon Go, the simulated reality, and the virtual reality headsets, as they're bringing forth the ether on the face of the planet and helping bridge the divide between the etheric realm and our reality. And as I've said before, I think the real mark of the beast is the direct neural interface, because it'll connect the human consciousness, as the atheists call it, which is the soul, directly to the ether via technology. So do not take the DNI, do not connect your brain directly to the internet, do not directly connect yourself to the internet. That to me is the mark of the beast. Though in conclusion, all of those who believe that Jesus Christ is God and came down in flesh to save us from our sins have already won, so there's nothing to fear. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Thank you very much for watching my video. Film was by me, Titus Frost. If you liked it, please like, subscribe, and share. You can follow me on Twitter, Titus Frost @ImperatorTruth. My Facebook's The Lost Truth. My book is The Lost Truth on Amazon. Special thanks to YouTube for eliminating fair use laws. And thank you again all for watching. I'll be back soon. Stay tuned. Titus Frost, spitting truth, causing glitches in the Matrix.